Okay, this is 7th grade science. We are doing lesson 3, investigation 2, investigating solubility. And the first thing we're going to do is look at these 4 liquids and see if they're soluble in water. So what we have here is each tube or vial has water with some food coloring in it. The food coloring is blue. So we have hydrogen peroxide, isopropyl alcohol, mineral oil, and vinegar. Okay, so those objects are not in here yet. We just have water in here. Okay, so what we're going to do is take a look at each substance. So we're going to take our hydrogen peroxide, isopropyl alcohol. Okay, so right here I have hydrogen peroxide. I'm going to take my pipette full of it, and I'm going to put 10 drops or so into it, swirl it, and I'm going to look carefully and see, does it mix? Okay, is it soluble? Okay, so if it is soluble, it mixes together and it doesn't look like there's anything different going on. Okay, and this one looks like it did mix together. So for hydrogen peroxide, you're going to take your paper and you're going to write, is it soluble in water? And the answer is yes. Okay, and you could just write a Y or a yes. Okay, for isopropyl alcohol, that's the next one. We're going to take our source isopropyl alcohol pipette, and we're going to put about 10 drops of that in there, swirl it together, and see, does that mix together? Is it soluble in water? And as I mix it and as I look at it and I swirl it around, it looks like it's just all blue water. Okay, so I'm going to say that isopropyl alcohol is also soluble in water. Next is mineral oil. Okay, so this one says mineral oil, and again there's water and food coloring in there. So we're going to grab our mineral oil, and we are going to take mineral oil and get some in our pipette. Put about 10 drops in there. Okay, and swirl to mix. Okay, and something that you're going to see, and it's kind of hard to see unless I focus. There we go. You can see that there's a layer of mineral oil on top of the water. Okay, so it's pretty hard to see from this angle, but we have a layer of oil on top of our water. Okay, so you can actually see it when I do that. Okay, so you can see right here is the mineral oil layer, and then you have the blue water layer. And even if I swirl it together or mix it up, it still separates. Okay, so we're going to say that mineral oil is not soluble in water. Okay, so for this one, it is no, and not soluble in water. Okay, next I have vinegar. Again, this is water with food coloring, and I'm going to add some vinegar and about 10 drops. I'm going to swirl to mix. Take a look, and you can see that it's all looks just like blue water. Okay, it all looks like blue water. So we're going to say that vinegar is soluble in water. This is part 1 of investigating solubility, lesson 3, investigation 2, the solubility of liquids. I hope you enjoyed that. When we clean this up, Because these three are soluble in water, you can just pour these in the sink and rinse them out to use for next time. For our mineral oil, because it is not soluble in water, it is best not to pour it down the sink, but to soak up the oil. But if you have a small amount, we can pour it down the sink, and then what we're going to do is clean it out with some Dawn dish soap and get all of that oil residue off.